What's up, all you chainsaw maniacs out there? Phat Samurai Guy here, and welcome to another episode of Phat Pickups Horror Edition. Sorry. Now today I'm going to show you my recent pickups haul, if you will, and some stuff I bought on Amazon, but majority of the DVDs here and some of the Blu-rays I actually got at FYE. They actually have a sale going on right now where you buy 2 used items and you get the third item for $1, so I couldn't resist. Now I have not seen all of these movies, so we'll see if some of them deserve a Blind Buy Adventures episode or not. So first up, all you monster movie lovers and kaiju fans, I got the Godzilla 1984 film, and for the first time in North America, the uncut and uncensored original epic. This is the first time we're actually getting this version, not the fucked up 1985, we chopped the shit out of it, and just like the original Godzilla, we just threw in random Raymond Burr scenes, which didn't make any sense. Finally, we get the full uncut version, and not just released on DVD, we get it on Blu-ray with digitally remastered picture and all the trimming. So I can't wait to watch Godzilla 1984. This is the real version. Now, I've seen this movie before and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting a lot, so it's very slow. Not a lot happens, but it's still very entertaining. The film has a lot of practical effects and visual effects, and they really went all out to kind of bring Godzilla back in the mid-80s. So for a while, I've had this version. I had a straight-up bootleg DVD, man. This was like the only way. $40. $40. I had this for a few years now. So this was the day. I was happy to have it. It was better than nothing because this was like the only version. This was actually widescreen too, but thankfully now, again, we get this on Blu-ray, so I can't wait to check this picture quality out. Now, next up is a movie that's a perfect example of don't judge a book by its cover. And it's this film right here. Look at this horrible cover. This cover looks like, it looks bad. It looks like this is some Sci-Fi Channel, maybe Asylum Films cover. Look at this. It just doesn't look that great. Nothing Left to Fear. I actually rented this a while back, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. Low budget, straight-to-video horror film, but definitely a lot better than the horrible cover leads on. Next up, we have a horror fantasy called Tale of Tales. Tale of Tales. I've heard nothing but good things. Nothing but good reviews and good things about this movie starring Salma Hayek, Vincent Cassel, Toby Jones, and John C. Reilly. Horror fantasy, nothing but good things. Supposed to have pretty good effects in it. Can't wait to check out Tale of Tales. Next up is another horror film that I really enjoyed called Oculus. Really enjoyed this. Kind of feel like this movie's a little underrated. And we got some old school here. Got some Flatliners. One of Joel Schumacher's best films. Now here's another little hidden gem. Low budget, straight to video, indie horror film, The Signal. Highly recommend this movie. This movie's crazy, okay? This is fucking crazy movie. There's definitely some dark comedic moments in the film, but overall, very intense. Good shit right here. The Signal. Now, many years ago, I saw the original I Spit on Your Grave, or AKA Day of the Woman. And it's pretty crazy. It's it's intense. But I still enjoyed it for what it was. But my buddy called me up one day and he goes, "Dude, there's a remake made." I was like, "They remade? How do you remake I Spit on Your Grave? Like, you can't remake that movie. What are you talking about?" Especially with today's, we gotta censor everything type of mentality. But I was just like, no. He's like, "Dude, they're playing it down in Hollywood." I was like, "What?" So there was like a double feature of the original and the remake of I Spit on Your Grave. Me and my buddy Edgar drove all the way down to Hollywood to check it out. And the remake was played first. And the director, this is the remake right here. Had to pick it up. All right. The director, Stephen Monroe, came up and spoke, and he basically said, my goal was to make an intense revenge film just like the original, and the studio just wasn't having it. The studio was not having it. They wanted to chop this movie up to shreds. They basically told him, If you want this movie released in theaters everywhere, you need to chop all this shit out. All this shit needs to be taken out. And he was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sacrifice my vision for this film. So this did not get released in theater. I mean, if it did, it was, very little. But as far as remakes go, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. The original is a lot more disturbing, but what this film actually improved over the original are the revenge death scenes that the female gets on the men. And it's over the top, it goes all out, but it's satisfying. It's satisfying. There was only really one awesome revenge kill in the original, which involved a knife and a bathtub. That's all I'll say. That was awesome. But all the other ones were very tame and just these assholes deserved a lot worse. But in this one, she gets them pretty good. So highly recommend I Spit on Your Grave. Next up, we have Rest Stop here, Rest Stop Uncut version. And I was fiddling around in the bargain bin that they had there at FYE, the little section on the side there. And I picked it up and I was like, it's only $5. I was like, should I get it? Should I not get it? I'm not sure. And then I look at the back and I'm like, ooh, Jamie Alexander's in this, huh? Okay, sir, go ahead and ring me up, please. Go ahead. So I gave in. And man, do I regret buying this piece of shit. This movie fucking sucks. Do not buy this, okay? Stay away from this shit, okay? This sucks. Now, when I bought it, not just for Jamie, okay, I thought maybe we were gonna get a pretty good thriller in the vein of The Hitcher, Duel, Steven Spielberg's Duel, something like that, right? And the movie kind of started off like that, She gets stuck at this rest stop and her boyfriend disappears and she seems to be terrorized by this truck driver. And at first I'm like, okay, we'll see where this goes, all right. But as soon as the movie crosses over into supernatural territory, if you stop and think about it, none of the movie makes any sense. None of the movie makes any sense. Especially a scene that involves a police officer and she ends up shooting the cop. If you think about it, if you think really hard, because of the supernatural element that's in the movie, nothing makes any fucking sense. Nothing makes sense. So yeah, damn it. Even Jamie couldn't save it. She tried. But yeah, fuck Rest Stop. Yeah, fuck it. And stay away from that. Next up is another little horror film called Crush that I picked up. I heard some good things about this one as well. Now here's a movie that I've been wanting to see for years, but it just somehow eluded me. And then I got it on sale for cheap. So I was like, fuck it. Johnny Depp's Secret Window. I heard a lot of good things about this. I heard this was a really good mindfuckery of a thriller. So I'm anxious to check this out. Now we're gonna bust into some DVDs here. We got Captain Kronos the Vampire Hunter. This is screaming for a remake. Someone who's awesome, Guillermo del Toro, I don't care who the fuck it is, somebody worthy, someone cool, someone badass, remake this. Please remake it. Highly enjoyed this. There's really not a lot of action, there's not a lot of gore in it, but I just really enjoyed the character, and I really want to see, an upgrade on this character, just kicking ass and taking names. Was not expecting a pretty good sword duel at the end of the film. That came out of nowhere. So pretty good sword fight at the end. If you enjoy old school vampire films, this is definitely a lot of fun. Highly recommend this. And speaking of hidden gems, The Gate. The Gate. Yes, the Monstrous Special Edition. Now, there's a DVD that came out before this, okay? And I bought that many years ago and it sucks. It's fucking full screen. The picture looks like shit. There's no special features. This is widescreen. Got some special features, got some commentary. This is the one to get. Now this is a fun horror fantasy for kids. It's gonna creep kids out, okay? little, I'm talking about little kids. Probably gonna be a little disturbed at a few things in this movie. But that's what makes it awesome. A lot of fun, charming, practical and visual effects in this film. Starring itty bitty baby Stephen Dorff. I don't know if you can see up there. Little itty bitty Steven Dorff. It's basically about a family that gets a big, large tree removed in their backyard, which leaves this huge hole in the ground, which happens to be, you know, the portal to hell. So by the end of the movie, it's nothing but chaos, and it's a lot of fun. Now, this could quite possibly be the best crocodile movie ever made, Rogue Unrated. And this could quite possibly be Sam Worthington's best film, or Sam Unworthington. This comes from the director of Wolf Creek, and this is just a lot of fun. Good shit in here. I mean, besides Lake Placid out there, let's be honest. 80% of these crocodile fucking alligator movies suck. They're pieces of shit. They suck. This is definitely one of the best, at least top 3. Now here is a horror film that I highly recommend. Record, okay? Highly recommend this, okay? This is one of the best horror films I've ever seen. Now, me and Lady Fat Blood did not know that Quarantine was the remake of this, okay? And we just didn't, Quarantine just didn't look interesting to us at all, so we never saw Quarantine. But my good old pal Edgar, he just shows up randomly out of nowhere and he goes, hey man, check this out. So we didn't know what the movie was about. We didn't see a trailer on it. We had no expectations. We had absolutely no idea. We had nothing to go off of. We just put the DVD in and watched it. And we were like, oh, it's in Espanol. Cool. We'll go ahead and throw on the subtitles. And we're watching the movie and we're like, oh, okay, so it's one of these found footage films. So we're checking out the movie. And by the time the reporter in the movie and her cameraman and the firemen make it to the apartment complex, and all hell breaks loose, okay? All hell breaks loose. Me and Lady Fat Blood could not take our eyes off the screen. We were on the edge of our seats all the way to the end, and the last 5 minutes of the movie, we were freaking the fuck out. Like, we were like, I was like, oh, hell no. And I was like, no. We were like, you gotta be kidding me. It was really creepy, and it was just so nice to have that horror movie experience, because that's what horror films are all about. They're supposed to be entertaining, exciting, and disturbing in a way. It depends on what kind of movie it is, but we were just like, you know, palms were shaking and just really entertained of what we were watching, and it was just so nice to watch a horror movie like that and not know anything about it, not see 5 billion trailers. And so obviously later we just, out of curiosity, had to check out Quarantine, and it fucking sucks. Quarantine is a horrible remake of Rec. Horrible remake of Record. And I highly recommend watch the original with the subtitles. Do not watch it dubbed, okay? Do not watch Record dubbed. Oh no, what's over there? It's gonna ruin the whole experience. It's gonna ruin it. Run! It's gonna ruin the experience, okay? But highly recommend Record. So you know I gotta get some 80s cheese up in here. 976 Evil. This was okay. It was alright. Definitely had its fun moments. It stars the character that played Evil Ed from the original Fright Night. And he was one of the best parts of the original Fright Night. He was a fun character to watch in that movie. And he's pretty much Evil Ed in this. He's pretty much Evil Ed. But yeah, it's fun. A lot of things don't make any sense. But at least we got some fun out of it. Unlike Rest Stop. Fuck Rest Stop. Now here's another pleasant surprise. I rented this out of boredom one day. And it's a movie called Alien Raiders. Okay, Alien Raiders. This is a horrible title. This title is shit. Alien Raiders? What is this? Okay. Horrible title. Really misleading cover we got going here. But I rented it, and the first opening credits of this, as soon as I saw the opening credits, the cast, the director, and all that, I was concerned, okay? I was really concerned because it looked like some fucking Mario Paint special effects. Like, it looked horrible. The opening credits looked so bad. And I was like, oh shit, I'm in a fucking mistake renting this piece of shit. And then I was patient, like I always am, and I kept watching. And it was really interesting. I mean, obviously super low budget, Very, very, very extremely low budget movie. But for what they did in this film, I was very impressed, and it was an entertaining alien invasion movie. And the whole movie all takes place in this grocery store, in a small grocery store. And there's some intense scenes in this film. I mean, they grab guns, they shoot, they throw down. They throw down against the alien, and I was very entertained by it. Another underrated movie, Cube. Highly recommend Cube, okay? This is some good shit right here. A bunch of people just wake up in this cube-like prison, and they have to get through these different traps and contraptions because they're trying to escape, and it's just one horrible situation after another. But really good. Low budget, straight to video. Some of the acting was some of the acting was fine, but still highly recommend Cube. Now, speaking of horror remakes again, The Last House on the Left, I went ahead and gave it a shot. I had a couple of buddies of mine tell me that it's actually pretty decent for a horror remake. It's actually pretty good. And I was like, And kind of similar with my experience with Spit on Your Grave. I think the original Last House on the Left, the original, was a little bit more disturbing than this one. There's no biting the dick off revenge scene. There's no disemboweling the friend while giggling and laughing at that. I mean, there's none of that in this, okay? But the way the villains get theirs at the end was a little bit more entertaining and satisfying, just like I Spit on Your Grave. All I'm gonna say is, head explosion, yeah. But as far as remakes go, yeah, not bad, entertaining. Well, got another remake, Village of the Damned. Now, really, the only reason I bought this was because John Carpenter, one of my favorite horror film directors of all time, directed this, starring Christopher Reeve. And I've never seen the original Village of the Damned, so I have no connection to it. I don't know if this is better or worse. Let me know in the comments below if this is better or worse, or just as good as the original. Little disappointed in this, a little disappointed. Only because you pretty much wanted everyone to die except Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve is awesome in this. He really doesn't phone it in. I mean, his performance is really good in this movie. He does his best to hold the film together. But it's like, how dumb can you be? Like, how dumb can you be? Like, one day you're having a damn barbecue with the town, and all of a sudden a big shadow flies over you in the town, and everybody passes out, and then everybody wakes up, and all the women just happen to be pregnant at the same time. Obviously, something is wrong. So now all the kids are growing up, and they all have white hair, with parents who have dark brown hair, and they're all acting creepy and shit, and they all start running shit, and the parents know this, but they're just letting them do whatever they want. And I'm just like, this is, oh my God. Everybody fucking die. Everybody die. Yeah, so it's okay. It's all right. It's not like a horribly bad movie, but it's just, No, I don't know why everybody hates this movie. Everybody hates this movie. This got like the worst reviews. And me and Lady Fat Blood were bored and we checked it out and we had a lot of fun. I mean, the movie was self-aware. It was meant to be a B movie on purpose, but we really enjoyed Piranha. We thought Piranha was a lot of fun. Had some really funny moments, had a lot of gore in it. I mean, we were busting up, cracking up with this. Now, I heard the next movie after this, Piranha Double D or whatever it was called, I heard that was a piece of shit. I heard that was horrible, like really bad. But this was fun. Here's another little hidden gem, The Innkeepers, okay? The Innkeepers, I really enjoyed this. A film by Ty West, who also is known for doing another pretty good horror film called The House of the Devil. Yeah, Innkeepers is a lot of fun. There's some good comedy in here. There's a lot of charm in here. I really enjoyed this movie. A lot of people had issues with the ending, okay? I'm okay with the ending. It's not the greatest ending, but I'm okay with it. But I can understand why a lot of people had an issue with it. But still, highly recommend Innkeepers. It's fun. All right, time to switch gears. The Entity. The Entity. Oh, shit. Another movie my friend let me borrow a long time ago. And it's fucked up. By the way, this is a horrible cover. Nobody knows what the fuck. Nobody knows what this is or what kind of movie this is. If you thought in all those Paranormal Activity films what the spirits or demons were doing to the family was fucked up, you haven't seen this, okay? What they do to this poor woman, this horrible, what they do to this poor woman is just, it's bad. It's fucked up, okay? But she does the best that she can to fight these motherfuckers off. But it's pretty intense, but it's entertaining. It's based on a true story, you know. Yeah, you know, every time horror movies say that, I just kind of go, oh, here we go. But as a film, it's definitely entertaining, but kind of fucked up. All right, now when Wolf Creek came out years ago, there was a lot of hype going around it, so I was really excited. And when I saw it, I was kind of disappointed. And that was because people in the movie were fucking dumb, okay? They're fucking stupid, all right? And that annoyed me. I mean, I can only handle so much stupidity, okay, in a horror film. But she's got the gun, she could shoot and kill the villain, but no, she just hits him over the head, and it's just stupid. I did enjoy the main villain, though. I really enjoyed him, his performance, especially in Wolf Creek 2. I actually ended up enjoying Wolf Creek 2 a little bit more than the first one, starring the same villain from this movie, but I wanted to give this movie another shot. So this is one of those I got for $1 deals. I want to give it another shot and see if I missed anything. Now we're going way back further, 1956. The Bad Seed. Yeah, the Bad Seed. Before the Orphan, before the Good Son, this is what they had, the Bad Seed. And this little girl is evil. This little girl is evil. Now here's the interesting thing about this movie. When me and Lady Fat Blood watched it many years ago, the ending, we were like, holy shit. I'm not going to ruin the ending for you, okay? But we were like, holy shit, did that just happen? In a 1956 movie, did that actually just happen? So we were impressed. We were like, wow, I can't believe they actually had the balls to do that. And then, right after that, the credits start to roll. The end credits start to roll. And you see the cast kind of have this curtain call type of scene going on during the end credits where they introduce each character, and it's really happy. That's all I have to say. It's really like, yay, we had fun making this movie. It was like really happy, and but I remember the little girl was sitting on the mom's lap, and the mom was like, and then she puts her over her lap, and she starts spanking her lightly and kind of laughing, and the little girl's laughing, and we were like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, what happened? What happened? Well, looking into it, we found out that the ending freaked out so many people. It freaked out so many people back in the 50s that they had to lighten the mood. They had to lighten it, and they kind of put that scene together during the end credits, so everybody frolicking and having fun to go, so that people will go, oh, okay, all right, it's just, we're all having a good time. And I think it's bullshit. I think it's fucking bullshit. I mean, at least the ending is still here. At least they didn't cut the ending out. But that end credit's bullshit. Watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. And even the author of the book was kind of pissed off that they added that stupid happy-go-lucky scene in the credits. The author was like, what the fuck is this? Still though, really good movie. Check out The Bad Seed. Now I really enjoyed Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson. Very entertaining. I really enjoyed that movie. Have not seen the little TV miniseries here. Have not seen this. I kind of remember it appearing on TV like many years ago, long time ago. And I just wasn't interested, but I've heard a lot of people say that this actually follows the book a lot better than the Kubrick version, so I'm curious to check it out. Heard a lot of good things about the film The Changeling, starring George C. Scott Patton. Very curious about this one, gotta check this one out. Don't know much about this one, but it looked like it might be fun. Vampire Killers. After twilight, the real party starts. So I heard if you go in with no expectations and you have an open mind for something different, I heard this is actually a pretty good movie. All the boys love Mandy Lane. All the boys love Mandy Lane. Now this is one of those, I just had to grab something to get the deal, to get it for $1. So I don't know anything about this. Let me know if you guys seen this one. Nightmare Detective, unrated. So I don't know anything about this, but maybe it's cool, maybe it's shit. I'll find out. This is what's funny. I was taking a look at the sticker on the top here. I was trying to get this fucker off. Because look at this shit. DVDs are a marvelous form of entertainment. What is this cheese, right? So I'm trying to get it off, and then I look way closely behind it, and I see Blockbuster Video. Holy shit. So I'm like, oh wow. So I look inside, and look at this. Blockbuster exclusive. Nightmare Detective. Blockbuster exclusive disc. So I don't know if this was sold only at Blockbuster. They only had the rights to sell it? I don't know, but I'm really curious about that. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Now here are the last two, which I'm sure by looking at them right now, they're going to be Blind by Adventure episodes, and we're going to talk about them a little bit. A movie I've always been curious about, starring Thomas Jane, Ron Perlman, and John Malkovich, and it's Mutant Chronicles. Mutant Chronicles. I remember many years ago at Comic-Con, they premiered a trailer. I mean, this is like way back in the day. This is many years ago. They premiered a trailer, and it always looked interesting to me, but I don't know if it's good or not. It might be shit. I don't know. You'll find out in Blind by Adventures episode. But yeah, Mutant Chronicles. Curious about this one. Now, I'm a big Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan. I love the original film by Tobe Hooper. I even enjoyed the ridiculously over-the-top and funny Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. For some reason, I've seen 4, the really bad one with Matthew McConaughey. Just what the fuck was going on in that movie. And all the ones, the remakes and stuff like that, I've seen all of those because, you know, Leatherface is cool. But for some reason, I never seen the third movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 Leatherface. I couldn't find it for some reason. It was hard to find for a while, but for some reason it was sitting right there, brand new at FYE for $9. So I was like, all right, you know what, fuck it. I'm in the mood. Let's do this. Let's get some Leatherface on. Look at that saw. Look at that chainsaw. What is this, a fantasy movie? What is this? What is this, medieval times? Look at that. Look at that. And of course, you know, they have to have the tagline on the saw. The saw is family. Yeah, so they have that there. So they have the R-rated and unrated versions in this one. Thank God the unrated version is in here. We'll probably be checking that one out first. Yeah, so directed by Jeff Burr. So we'll see. You guys will find out what we think of Leatherface in a Blind by Adventures episode. But yeah, really curious. I've always wanted to see this and really excited about it. He puts the teeth in terror. He puts the teeth in terror. What? Oh boy, did I make a mistake? But yeah, hopefully this one's pretty good. So that's it for this episode of Phat Pickups. If you guys have any questions or comments about any of the films in this video, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks again for watching. You guys rock. Happy Halloween. I'll see you guys next time. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.